Wellness Wednesdays. I am Dr. Tina McCrae. I am the CEO of WATM Cares and BJM Dementia Services, and we are Alta Dementia ambassadors. And so we provide online services for people who are living with dementia and their care partners. However, today we have an interesting twist. We want this opportunity to be a Wellness Wednesday for anyone who has opportunities with challenges, let's say with pain, a chronic pain, or if you are a warrior anybody who's dealing with chronic pain is a warrior. But if you consider a sickle cell warrior, we want you to be welcome to this Wellness Wednesday. So if you know somebody, I want you to like and share right now. We want to welcome everybody that's getting on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. And wherever you're joining from, let us know in the comments. We're glad to have you, and you're going to be able to ask questions. You're going to be able to, speak to our guests directly and ask them some questions. And so we're just glad to have you on tonight. So thank you all for joining us again at Wellness Wednesday. So generally, what is Wellness Wednesday? Let me tell you just a quick little bit about what Wellness Wednesday is. So hold on, let me share my screen. There we go. So, Wellness Wednesday is an opportunity for people again who are living with dementia and can't, or their care partners, and they can't get out to, let's say, a church service or to get and to make connection, because one of the six pillars of brain health is connecting with others. And so, what we do is we provide that opportunity to church word, fellowship, or connect with others live, and you have fun learning. You have your felt needs met because we're allowing you to ask questions, and people share things with me. So I bring different guests on or topics on to talk about. We share the word of God within what we're talking about. And then sometimes you may get a short message, and then you feel like you've been heard because it's not just somebody talking to you, but we're sharing information with you. So that means you can be a part of the conversation at all times. Additionally, we want to give a quick disclaimer, and that is to let you know that Wellness Wednesday, including anybody that was on with us or any of the activities that we do, we're offering this information for educational purposes, for brain health, and to help you understand some things about issues that you may be having with your daily lives. And we bring practical principles with a biblical foundation. But what we do not do is replace your primary care physician. We do not replace your neurologist, and we do not make diagnosis online. We're not here to replace what you have in place, but we're here to supplement and add to what you already have going on, and maybe give you some other perspective and opportunities to see what's out there and resources. So that's what we're here to do today. And so without further ado, I want to talk about my special guest. I had an opportunity to attend a nonprofit giveaway, and it was called Get Give. And this young lady looks throughout the city of Atlanta and finds people who have nonprofits that are really making big, major impacts in our communities. And so the young lady that was honored was someone from the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia and the Sickle Cell Wellness Sanctuary. She impressed me so much, y'all. I chased her down to the door to get her contact information because I had to have her on Wellness Wednesday. So this was early in the year, and here we are at the midpoint, and I have Miss Alexandra Phillips on. And I'm so happy. She is the business development coordinator for the Wellness Sanctuary. And she has I call her like her sidekick and her partner, Mr. Malcolm Aguabar, who is the business development assistant. So they're going to just share with you. And I just want to give them this space and platform to share with you all. Again, like and share and let somebody know that is dealing with chronic pain or sickle cell. We have a lot of people that talked to didn't even, I never heard of a sickle cell wellness sanctuary. So Alexandra and Malcolm, welcome tonight to Wellness Wednesdays.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting us. We are so grateful to be here and to be featured in your Wellness Wednesday to speak about sickle cell.
Thank you so much. So, I know y'all gonna tag team with one another. So you start us off with, why did you join this? What drew you to the Six Cell Foundation? And then how did y'all come up with a wellness sanctuary and where is it located?
Okay, actually, I'm gonna have Malcolm go first, and then I'll go that way I can answer the latter question as well.
Okay.
Yes. So for me, what drew me to the organization was, well, considering that like my background, once I graduated college, I started my own business. And with my business development mindset, I was really looking for some positions out there. And I stumbled upon Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia Incorporated for the application on LinkedIn. And I really wanted to be a part of something a lot bigger. And one of the connections that I drew was the mom of my younger brother. She has sickle cell disease, and growing up, I wasn't really sure as to what it was that she was going through. I was a little too young to kind of understand that. And now that I'm older, throughout college, even before I even started my own business, I wanted to be a part of something a lot bigger than what I was actually doing. And being for profit and working for a nonprofit are completely different. So I kind of wanted to see where my skill set kind of matched up against what I can do for our sickle cell warriors.
That is awesome. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that, Malcolm. So, my experience and how I got to the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia is I went to college, and the college that I went to was Alabama State University. And while I was there at the prestigious ASU, I decided to join a business frat. So, while I was pledging for the business frat, one of my good friends that was online, she had sickle cell. And I remember just always taking her to and from the hospital and really getting a, a very close view of what it's like to have this disease and what it feels like and to go through the motions with her. And it really touched me. So not too long ago, was looking for volunteer opportunities, just kind of wanting to give back, and I found the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. And once I stepped through the door, I knew that I found my community, and I was bugging everybody. I was like, I need a job here. I don't care what it is. I have many talents. I just want to be a part. So I started out at the front desk as the front desk lead, and very shortly after, I was sent to the business development department once they learned my skill set, and I have been there ever since. And there is 2391 Benjamin E. Mays, Southwest Atlanta. We are in a beautiful Black neighborhood in Cascade area, and we have been there since 1971. The Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia was founded by two of only 25 Black doctors in the entire state of Georgia. They got together because they realized that there were a lot of children that were passing away before the age of 18. And once they did a little bit more research and investigation, they realized it was primarily due to sickle cell. So they came together and started our foundation. And one of their missions was sickle cell testing and newborn screening. So we have been doing that the entire time, of course, adding more robust programs and events such as the Sickle Cell Sanctuary. And we have just been a force of nature ever since. And we plan to keep it that way.
Awesome. That is awesome. You guys touched on a couple of things. Y'all have to help me because forgive me, I'm used to doing radio and interviewing people, but I want somebody that's listening to this and even somebody that's playing it back on YouTube or Facebook even. Both of you were college students that were intrigued by this. And I think this is awesome that young adults hear this and that there's a place for you to have a bigger impact. Sometimes people within this world that we live in today, it seems like, how can I make an impact with all the things that's going on? But there's still a place for you and how you started. You just said, hey, let me get in there. Somebody put it this way. One of my mentors, get your toe in the dough.
That's it.
Okay. And so you got in there as answering phones or, in the front desk area. And then now look at you as the business development coordinator and really doing a great job. So I think that's an awesome testimony from both of y'all for people to hear, particularly in times like these for young adults to be encouraged. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And the fact that you've been planted in the Black community for since 1970 something.
71. Yes, ma'am.
Wow, I didn't know. And when did the wellness sanctuary piece start? 1970, and then two Black doctors. I mean, this is phenomenal. And hey, we are benefactors of that because I found out that I had sickle cell trait. I think I might have found that in elementary school, but as a mother, I wanted to know, and so I was able to get my daughter tested when she was a baby. And not, and you know why? Because my husband and I both had the trait and I
Mm,
forgot about it. But thank God, that's what she has is the trait, and
yes.
so do I. So, here we are with the trait.
Well, the trait can be tricky too. It just depends on your hemoglobin level. But if you have the trait and are not showing any symptoms of a vaso-occlusive crisis, then you're in the clear, and it goes without disruption to your life.
Thank you for bringing that up because although I had the trait as a young person, I had pain crisis.
Mm,
I
interesting.
did. I used to, and I didn't understand it. I used to have pain crisis all the time, and they told me when I was in elementary school, in my family, it was growing pains. How many of y'all have been told you had growing pains? What? No, it was something else because it followed me into my 20s. Now I was done growing, but I was still having some severe pain down to the bone. And so I appreciate you talking about that because we are told sometimes that if you have the sickle cell trait, you're not going to have, any type of symptoms, but you can, right?
Hmm.
Yes, you can. And it's not as severe as if you would have had the disease, but you do essentially feel it sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
And I
so
do
go
wanted
ahead.
to I'm sorry, you asked a question earlier and I did not actually answer it. So the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia has been around on Minute Maze since 1971. We opened our wellness center actually 2 years
Yeah.
ago tomorrow.
Yep. It's about to
Happy
be the
anniversary.
anniversary.
Yes,
Happy anniversary.
Hmm.
thank you. So perfect timing.
Yep. Perfect timing.
Wow. And talk about the person that because that founded the wellness sanctuary because there's an interesting story there, right?
Yes. So, who founded the Sickle Cell Sanctuary slash Wellness Center is actually our CEO. Our CEO had a very similar story to mine, started off as a volunteer and worked her way up to being the CEO. But around a few years back, she had a massive heart attack and she had to have open heart surgery, as well as she suffered a stroke. So, during her journey to recovery, of course, doing what the doctor is prescribing her to do, taking her medications, doing her therapy, and whatnot. One of her friends told her about reflexology. And so when she went to this reflexology appointment, and the reflexologist was able to tell that her A1C level was about to spike. So when that happened and she was able to get it taken care of, the only thing she kept thinking about was this would be great for our warriors because they're on really heavy pain medicine and ultimately it deteriorates your organs, and if you are able to do preventative care or early detection, then that can help you from having a really bad crisis or being in the hospital for weeks. So
Mhm.
then the wellness center started to take form.
Nice. Now, mentioning that, you have a short video you'd like for us to to see that tells us more about the Wellness Sanctuary? Do you want us to see that now and then we come back with more conversation and questions, or how do you want to proceed with that?
I think we should show the video. So, this video is a brief tour of what our wellness center looks like. It is me touring you guys personally. So, enjoy seeing my face on the
Yes.
video again.
They're about to get a lot in your face. Yes.
But
Okay.
yes, you can roll that beautiful footage.
Okay, I think I mean, I think you all are going to enjoy this tour, and I can't wait. I have some more questions for you to come back to from the video. So here we go. We'll share the video now. YouTube, where are you? Stand by, y'all. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, there. For real this time, y'all. Can you hear it?
And welcome to the Sickle Cell Sanctuary. My name is Alexandra, and I work for the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. I will also be your tour guide. First, let us take a second to admire this beautiful reception area. All right, follow me. Abundance Room. Welcome to the Abundance Room. This is the first stop on your journey to health. This is a Psycho machine. It is a biometric scanner that spins you around 360 degrees, and it measures your weight, your body mass, your muscle mass, and so much more. It also tracks your progress for 6 weeks and more. Intake Room. After you come from the Abundance Room, you will come here to the Intake Room, where you'll be greeted by our nurse practitioner, Dana Hill, or our registered nurse, Letitia Denard, and they can walk you through your health journey. Say hi! Harmony Room. Welcome to the Harmony Room. In this room, we practice an ancient Chinese medicine called reflexology, which focuses on the feet, the hands, and behind the ears. Now, this medicine helps to predict if there's any potential problems and how to treat it. Joy Room. This is the Joy Room, where we do phlebotomy. In here, we draw blood and start the process to your IV hydration and infusion. Tranquility Room. Welcome to the Tranquility Room. In here, we practice biopressure, which uses compression and infrared lighting. And we also use an Ayurvedic medicine machine called a Chi machine, which sways the legs forward and backwards to help with spine support and lumbar support. Now, 3 Thursdays out of the month, we have our very own hematologist, Dr. Anthony Anyabula, who sees and treats our warriors. Wholeness Room. Welcome to the Wholeness Room. And here we do massage therapy. Now, everybody knows a good massage can help relieve tension and promote relaxation and circulation. Note that you can do massage therapy, biopressure, and reflexology in the same day because it is a comprehensive accommodation for our clients. Infusion Room. Now we are in the infusion room. So after you start the process to your IV hydration and infusion, you will come here to finish out your treatment in one of these state-of-the-art beautiful massage chairs. And what better way to do it than right here? So in this room, we have 3 rules. No phones, no shoes, and no stress. We want you to focus on your health and your healing. And what better way to do it than in here? Now that's what I call a great experience. Psychotherapy suites. This is our psychotherapy suites. If you are an individual who is seeking counseling or therapy, you will be joined in here. But if you and your family member or even a couple want to come in and seek counseling, you will go this way. Come, let's check it out. So book your appointment today by visiting gawellness.com. Also, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And as always, like, share, comment, and subscribe to become a member of the SCFG family.
Wow. That was great. Great, great, great. Good job, Alexandra. You look great on there.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome information. Like I was taking notes, and I'm sure Gina has some notes too, and others. But one of the things you said before we went to the video was talking about people with dealing with sickle cell, and even people with chronic pain. Period. Are on heavy medication for pain, and over time that can affect other organs. And recently, we had Dr. DeLeon Canterbury on, who talked about de-prescribing, because at some point we shouldn't stay on those medications too long of a time. So, it's nice that you all provide alternative ways to deal with pain to help people with that. I'll let you speak about that a little bit more.
Absolutely. We really wanted to have a space for sickle cell warriors. This is one of those diseases. Of course, all diseases are terrible, but this is one of those diseases where it's really bad, and it seems like nobody gets, and it doesn't get enough attention. It doesn't get enough funding. It's so much disparities. But we wanted them to have a space where they felt comfortable, they didn't feel victimized, they felt like a whole person. And we heard them, we took surveys, we asked them what they wanted from us, and we tried to deliver in the best way possible, because we know, I mean, if you're living with sickle cell, you're taking those harsh medications all your life. You're gonna want to figure if there's something else you can do. Either you're going to change your diet, which we do have our nurse practitioner Dana, who was in the video. She's a nutritionalist, so if you need to learn how to eat for your health, we have that there. We have holistic medicine, we have holistic practices, and up here as well, psychotherapy is so important for anybody, not only if you have sickle cell, any type of chronic pain or
Yes.
anything that's going on. It's always good to talk to somebody who can understand you and deliver some information for you to live and continue. So,
Yes, to be able to
absolutely.
thrive.
Yes, to be
Thrive
able to
with, even
thrive.
though they have the disease, we can still thrive. And with that kind of pain, people do need to understand, um, and people that don't have chronic pain, well, why aren't you smiling? Well, what's wrong with you today? Well, if you live at a level 6 of pain or 12 pain on a constant basis, you have to press through sometimes to get to that smiling place, right? And it does
Absolutely.
affect one's mental health when there's a consistent over time illness like that. And so another thing that we talked about, and I heard you talk about in there, was dealing with the blood, like getting the blood drawn, checking the blood. And I discovered with someone today at a doctor's appointment, they had too much blood,
Mm.
and they weren't getting enough hydration or nutrition. So it was actually affecting the brain. So somebody may get on here and is like, well, I thought this was going to be about brain health. Guess what? When you have challenges with your blood health, it can affect your brain health. So this is important, just as important as any other topic that we've had on today. And that's why I wanted people to hear this, because people with dementia have other underlying conditions and challenges. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you and Malcolm to touch on.
Absolutely. Malcolm, did you have anything that you would like to share?
Yes, I mean, I really wanted to kind of piggyback on what you were saying is when I first joined, I thought it was solely for sickle cell warriors, but knowing that it's open to anybody and everybody who is interested in an alternative from traditional medicine. Because, like you said, I think it's very jaunting for somebody to constantly go through episodes of being in a hospital, because, I mean, a hospital isn't really a good place. And knowing that there is holistic care out there is and how accessible it is for everybody. This is very groundbreaking for, like I said, not only for the sickle cell community, but for anybody who's going through a chronic disease or is seeking an alternative to traditional medicine. And that's something that I like to partake in from time to time because I I'm not saying that I know what it's like to have sickle cell, but having anything that I can actually resolve within myself, either spiritually or physically, I would take advantage of it while I have access to it.
Mm. Thank you, Malcolm. That's a great point. And talking about access, how what is the because for African Americans, I'm just gonna be honest, we know that sickle cell affects African Americans the most. Like you may
Mhm.
have rare cases where it's other cultures, but for African Americans, one of the things I focus on, and with Alta Dementia, we want to make sure that African Americans have access
Mhm.
to healthcare and opportunities like this. We didn't know this was out there, even though it's been around. The foundation has been around since 1971, but this sanctuary has been around for 2 years. But a lot of us, if we're not on in Atlanta, we're way out in the rural areas, or urban, the parts of we don't know about this. So
Mm.
how do people get access? And do they have to have insurance? If they do have insurance, will it be taken? Talk about access a little bit.
Okay, and I'm glad you asked that. So we are offering some free services to warriors depending on the situation. It's a case by case basis. However, if you are not a sickle cell warrior, you're someone who just needs a massage or wants to check out what reflexology is all about or needs somebody to talk to, we do take certain insurance. And if you do not have insurance, we also work with you as well and provide pricing on a sliding scale, of course, base by base
Mhm.
circumstance. But it's very accessible. It's very affordable. Everything that we are doing, we try to make it at a affordable price because we understand, and it only makes sense. So everything it's and even if you're a warrior and you're trying to get there and you can't get there through transportation, one the MARTA stops are literally right in front of our building. And if you are a warrior, we do have transportation options available.
Mm, all right, all right. Praise the Lord for that. Now, and so if somebody has chronic pain and they're not a sickle cell warrior, but they do have chronic pain, they may
Mhm.
not know for sure what, or if somebody has arthritis or something like that, they can come and still would they be treated like somebody with sickle cell when it comes to access, or would they have to use their insurance? How would that work?
Well, if somebody that came in that has chronic pain, if they have insurance, of course, they would prefer to use insurance, but that's always an option that you can opt out. But you will be treated like how everybody is treated in the sanctuary, and that is, excuse me, and that is with respect and humility. So yes, you'd be treated like the king and queen you are.
Yes, you can feel the a spirit of just love when you come in the door. Like you feel this Zen feeling when you come in, you feel peace at the sanctuary. And I just again applaud you all for what you offer there. And one thing that Alexandra said to me is that you won't find any medication getting handed out here. Like I don't even know if you may get Tylenol, but I don't even think you get that. But there's no medication given out here. They have like nice herbal remedies and the teas. I actually got some tea and a pain tea that they have a formulation of, and it's really good. And it actually does help the body begin to relax and things like that. So I really encourage those of you who are listening to check it out. You all offer tours. Do you still do that?
Yes, we do still offer tours. We actually just added a form on our website, www.sicklecellga.org, where if you want to take a tour of the Wellness Center, you just fill out a form, let us know a little bit more about you, and you can schedule a tour with the wellness team.
Okay, so that's www.sicklecellga.org.
Yes.
Okay, great.
The one and
Um,
only.
Go ahead. Did you had something, Malcolm?
No, I was just saying that's the one and only website right there.
All right, all
We'd love to
right.
have you.
Yeah, so that's 2391 Benjamin E. Mays Avenue, is it?
No, Benjamin E. Mays Drive,
Right.
Southwest.
Southwest. And that's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, ma'am. 30311.
And is there any other like this in Atlanta? This is the only one right now, right?
This is the only one. This is the only sanctuary for sickle cell warriors. There are probably other holistic places, but that is the category that we fall into. And so we make sure that we prioritize those who have chronic pain. So you don't have to have sickle cell. You don't even have to have chronic pain. If you want to come in and get an IV drip full of vitamins and minerals and sit in one of those luxurious massage chairs. You
Yes.
Yeah,
can
by
do
all
that as
means, go for
well.
it.
Like
Yeah, by all
you don't
means, go
have
for it.
to have anything or be anybody is welcome. And if you are a human being, you are welcome.
Well, thank you. So anybody, so again, so listen, people who are care partners, even the people with dementia, this is something, a sanctuary like this to have somebody come and just have quiet
Mhm.
to be able to get that. Now, the chair massage might be a bit much for somebody that's sensitive to touch and whatnot, but just to come into another place that you're looking for a place for them to come to for quiet, a sanctuary. It's a true feeling of a sanctuary, a sanctum. A sanctuary is a safe place. It
Yes.
feels safe. It feels peaceful. And what I found, they have it's like a break room where you can bring your lunch and you
Yes.
can sit in there and you can go through a whole day. You can do a day there, right? Talk about that.
Absolutely. You can do a couple of our services because they're comprehensive. So you could eventually end up spending all day there with us, and you might catch us on a good day. We might be outside grilling, so you never know.
Mhm.
All right, all right. And yet, so you can sit in the break room where it's really comfortable. There's a TV, things like that. Nice place to put your lunch. You can bring your own lunch and you can sit there and have your things scheduled and spaced out. So you can have your therapy, any type of like massages, whatnot. All that can happen in one place. So, and they can go to the website to see. People see pricing on the website, or do they have to call for that?
I'm not 100% sure because we recently revamped our website. So I know before we had that change that you could, but I'm not sure now. I haven't gone through it since it's been changed. This recently happened like last week.
Okay. So do we have any questions online, Gina, for Malcolm or Alexandra?
No, you've asked a lot of good questions.
Okay.
Wonderful host.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
concur.
Thank you so much. It's something you said about hydration. So it looks like y'all have the drip, but then there was another hydration because another thing that people don't realize is that dehydration, when somebody has sleep deprivation and dehydration, they can mimic dementia,
Mm.
but it might not be. And so, and it can definitely be contributors to dementia. Another six pillar, these are both one of the six pillars of healthy brain is hydrating and actually getting restorative rest. So hydration is key for us to have healthy brains and getting good sleep and rest. So touch on that and how you that those drips gets, how long does it take to get one of those hydration? Is there two types of hydration you talked about? And one is is it, talk about that a little bit more.
So we do have our IV hydration, and what we do is we use the Psycho machine, and once it spins you around and gives you your data, the nurse practitioner will ask you some questions, review the data that the machine has picked up. And based on that, we can even draw your lab and see if there is something going on in your blood. We have a CLIA certified lab downstairs in our office. So we can run that blood down to the lab, come back up, and then make a cocktail for your IV bag. And the bag lasts about an hour or so being in that chair. So it's very important to get those things done if you want to do that for when you come to the wellness center. If you want to get your blood taken and see what you need more of, what more vitamins or minerals in your system and quickly, we can do that there as well.
See, and this is what I like about your wellness sanctuary, because a lot of times when people, let's just talk about it, I'm gonna put it out there and address the elephant sometimes, and that is some people talk down about holistic care because they don't think it has enough this to not, it's not like the medical field and whatnot, but you all debunk that because you mix the technology and you have a lab, so you are drawing blood
Mm-hmm.
to see and analyze what is going on with people, and then you have that psycho where it actually does the holistic, the full 360 view of someone and be able to tell all that information and then analyze it there. So does a person have to leave and come back to get that data, or they can, wait for a while and you are able to analyze that and do all that in the same visit? How does that work?
Yes, you can do that in the same visit. If you are referring to the cycle machine, it'll produce those results within like 5 minutes or less. If you're looking for the blood, that takes a little bit longer, of course,
Hmm.
because we are a CLIA certified lab, but we only have one technician,
Hmm.
so he
Hmm.
might be doing something else. But it you can still get that done in one day.
Wow. That's again powerful because I can get my can get analyzed, and then I can get some treatment right then. I get an answer, because if I'm in pain, I don't want you telling me to come back tomorrow.
Right.
Honey,
Right,
I need something today, boo. I'm
right now.
hurting. Right? So that is really, really good. Well, this has been a really good information. And of course, I've enjoyed sharing this time with you all. I wanted to see, what is it, if there was something that you like, how Malcolm, I'm gonna start with you first, because you was like, I wanted to be a part of this organization because I wanted to make a bigger impact. And now that you've been a part of this, I want two things from you. What would you say to that person that was like where you were in coming out of college, thought they wanted to do one thing and decided, there's something else I want to do. Talk to that person about what it is to be able to go ahead and make that decision. And then now that you're here, talk to somebody about the impact and what it really means to you today. Because that was then, and now here you are. So give
Yes.
us those two
So
things.
so I would say back then, the one thing I was mainly focused on, which a lot of people I would say at that age was focused on, is that they probably made the wrong decision on what they wanted to do. But my advice to them would be like, it's never too late. And you can always start today, not tomorrow. I mean, like today. And when I was going through applications, I mean, like the one thing that did stand out was the fact that the correlation that it had, I wasn't doing it to kind of like, I would say, make up for my lack of knowledge at the time, but knowing that everything that has encompassed my role here and what I'm still learning is very important and is very impactful. So all it was just a matter of time. And I think that if you're mainly focused on making an impact, it start in your own community first. Because
Mm,
working here, this is the first time I've ever had an experience where I can see people that look like me, walk like me, and talk like me. And I get to see them 5 days a week. And I wish I could see them a little bit more than that. So
Mhm.
it's just things like that really go a long way. And I didn't realize that I was so far from home until I got here. So
Wow.
that's I think that's the most impactful thing. And now that I am here, I got to experience a few of the events that we put on. So I participated in Advocacy Day at the Capitol, and knowing how many people that actually showed up in support of House Bill 334, which we actually got passed. And
Mhm.
that is, yes, I know.
All right.
There were
Talk
so
about
many
it.
people who were involved in that, and seeing all that sea of red really made me realize that, like, this is a family that we're actually taking care of here. Because like I said, these people look like me, walk like me, and talk like me, and seeing all of us all in one space to advocate for the same thing is very impactful. Because I mean, like, you only see stuff like, well, I mean, at least growing up in school, I've only read about stuff like that. But knowing that I'm literally a part of history in this moment, with all the photos, all of the conversations that I had, and all the hands that I got to shake, because this is who we do it for. And there's many more events that we have going on here. And I think that every event matters because I know exactly who I'm doing it for. Like I said, it's not a monetary thing. It's not a, it's not like a God-given right thing. It's not about that. This is about like real impact that I can see on a day-to-day basis. And I really do appreciate Alexandra for pulling that resume. You know what I mean? Because like there's a lot of people
Amen.
that actually make this actually go like work. And I appreciate everybody who's been a part of it, and I just want more people on board.
You know, hearing you say, I wish I could see them more than, 5 days a week. I heard in my mind when work doesn't feel like work because you're doing what you love. You know what I mean? That's pretty
Absolutely.
powerful. That's powerful right there. So, Alexandra, so the last thing that you want to say to somebody, you've told us a lot of good things and hopefully, I hope people that are listening, even if you're playing this back, sometimes we may not get as many people live because people going to church, their own Bible study, and this and that, but we do get a lot of playbacks. And for somebody that's coming across this and they're like, I'm tired.
Mhm.
I'm tired of, hurting like this. I'm tired of all the medicine. I'm tired of trying to figure this out. Um, but I don't know if I can afford what they're talking about. Because when you think about sanctuaries and wellness this and holistic that, you think expensive. And so talk to that person who is just tired and they need something like this, but they just feel like I don't know if I can.
Well, the first thing I would say is you gotta crawl before you walk, right? Of course, if you're in a lot of pain, if you're just sick of it, I understand. I feel you. But there is, uh, I hate to get biblical, but God wouldn't put you to it if He can't bring you through it. There's always going to be something out there for you. You will find your tribe, you will find what you need. And that's what we're trying to provide here at the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. And that's definitely what we are trying to provide at the Wellness Center. We want you to feel like you have a space. Don't worry about whether you can or can't afford it. You don't know unless you try. Call the office, talk to Tika, who is the office manager, talk to somebody, talk to us and see what we can do. We are in the business of helping people. We love to help people. It's not a job for me. That is my mission. That is my life's mission. So if there is somebody out there, right? And you're dealing with chronic pain, it's not sickle cell, but you want to see what this is about, give us a call, send us an email.
Okay, this is beautiful. When you said that, find your tribe, you will find your tribe. And for somebody who couldn't get out to go to a Bible study, I'm glad you went biblical because the thing is that the Lord, He has, I have this necklace on today. And what I want somebody to know, Israel Houghton has a song called I'm Not Forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
God knows my name. He knows every hair that's on our head. He knows. he has your name even. So it's inscribed in the palm of his hand. That's what he said. He's like, will it's Isaiah 45, and it says, will a mother forget her the child that she bore? Will she forget her nursing child? It's like, even if that's possible, I will not forget you.
Right.
Your name is inscribed in the palm of my hand. And that a friend of mine, her mother forgot who she was, Linda Michelle Trainer. Her mother kept saying, I'm not your mother. Stop saying that. And she was in her 50s, and she was wounded when her mama kept saying that, but she had dementia. And so she went to her Bible and was like, God, it almost choked me up. She flipped her Bible and was like, Lord, help me with this. And she landed on this scripture, and so she made this this little pendant. I don't even know if you all can see it, but it's like two hands like this, and it's actually, I think it's her hands, and somebody made a mold of it, and it's pure silver. And then she had that scripture across the palm of the hands to help her when her mom, and so it was her grounding place. And so then guess what, I'm going through things with my mom with dementia, and somebody else is going through. Guess what, she found her tribe. So for somebody in pain, like you can find behind Alexandra's head says living well with sickle cell. You can live well with sickle cell. You can live well with dementia. You can live well with whatever it is and be African American,
Yeah.
because God has got people, and He's put these people right here on this program for you to hear about it today. Alexandra, you hear something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say if you stop and you give up, you won't find your tribe. You gotta keep going.
Gotta
That's
keep going.
that's the thing. You gotta keep going. Just keep going.
Amen. Well, that's what we're going to close out on. Keep going. I want to close us in prayer, and that'll be a great place. I know we got some announcements that I want to just share a couple of them, and just one. I just share maybe just one that we have, because it's something that's near and dear to my heart right now, that we're doing. And I don't know if you knew about this. I think I have two of them actually. I want to share two slides. Um, that's related to something we're doing with dementia. And so here, let me share this. Number one is for people who are caregivers of loved ones with dementia. We have BJM Dementia Services has a caregiver scholarship, and it's for primary caregivers. We don't tell you what to do with the funds, and it's $200. And you're thinking, that $200 can get you a lot when it comes to a break. And the word respite is not just taking a break, but it's stepping away from a situation that is hard and unpleasant. And a lot of times, care partners don't want to say that's what they feel, but I understand it because I've been one, and so I know how that is. And so we want to provide this to you, and as part of an Alter Dementia ambassador and partner, they help sow into that, and so we are sowing into you. We took that entire amount to give to people and thought, how can we bless somebody? And we can give you a scholarship. So you just go to watmcares.org. Don't put www, just put watmcares.org, and you'll see my mama's beautiful face, Barbara Jean Metcalf, and you apply. And we don't, the behind the scenes, it has a calculation. So, and once a month, we have to beg caregivers to apply for it. So I'm saying, if you need a break, please apply for this, and we will see it and we'll get to you. We talked about the 6 pillars of brain health. And so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go by that fast, but AARP Staying Sharp is one of our partners. And we touched on a couple of these today: restorative sleep. We talked about, exercising. We talked about the social connection, connecting with people. And so we have that on our website. But I want to really touch here, and that is BJM Dementia Services as an alter partner, we partnered with Newton County Senior Services and the Northeast Georgia Regional Commission and created the first Memory Cafe in Newton County. It's called the Newton Connections, where a place where memories are created and love is there to bring people into that space. So, what is a memory cafe? It's another safe space, like we just been talking about, for people who are living with dementia and their care partners to come, feel safe, learn, and laugh again, love again, see your loved one come alive, because the activities that we do, they forget that they have dementia. It brings them back to who they are really inside. I'm telling you, it's the care partners are shocked when they see what happens. The next one is Friday, June 26th at 10 a.m. Friday, June 26th at 10 a.m. I want to make sure you know about that. Mark your calendar. Where is it located? 40 Richards Chapel Road in Covington, Georgia, 30016. 40 Richards Chapel Road, Covington, Georgia, 30016. And then lastly, we touched tonight about sleep deprivation and being dehydrated. And so guess what? Care partners of a person experiencing forgetfulness and memory loss or cognitive changes. This is important for both of you. If you struggle with getting enough sleep, I have a sister, Dr. Glenna Brewster. She has a program at Emory for you to do a free sleep study. You can do that QR code right there, scan that QR code, and you can do a free sleep study. Doctor's offices, my heart doctor, they charge, insurance companies charge for this, but you can get this one and be a part of a sleep study for 8 weeks. You wear this wrist watch. It's like a watch, so you don't have to go someplace. You can be home and wear the wristwatch thing for 8 weeks and let them study your sleep and help you learn more about yourself and your sleep condition and how it's affecting your health. That also affects your brain. So I just really wanted to share those two things with you all. And then we'll close out with prayer unless you all had something else to add. If I triggered something, I'll give you a space. But if not, we'll close out in prayer.
Malcolm?
Oh, ma'am, I'm all good. Thank you for that the sleep study information.
Oh,
I would love
good.
to get
Yeah.
me one done.
Yes, yes, please do. Dr. Glenna is amazing. And she's doing some work from her home country as well. Like it's just been this, like she is just awesome. Emory to me is one of the leaders when it comes to brain health. So they have a lot of things out there for people with who are care partners and who have challenges with their brain. So if you need more information, you can always reach out to us. And oh shoot, Gina, I forgot to give the one other thing on how to contact us. And real quick, y'all, I'm gonna do that one. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay. Contact us at watmcares@gmail.com, watmcares@gmail.com. And that's all I'll say. So just again, Lord, we just want to thank you for this awesome organization, Lord, the Sickle Cell Sanctuary. And I call it the Wellness Sanctuary. Thank you for them. Thank you for Malcolm and for Alexandra, Lord, and everyone that's a part of that organization. Thank you for those who are joining us tonight. And we just ask that you encourage that, touch somebody's heart who really they're looking for it. They're looking for this. Bless them. And I know you're going to do a great work in their life. Lord, I ask you this in your son Jesus' name. Amen and amen. So we're going to say goodnight to those who are online. And Alexandra and Malcolm, I have something else for you after we disconnect. So, Gina, if you would take us out, we would greatly appreciate that. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.